Hey, Tom McFarlane here, back at the drawing board. Hey, you guys probably read about the Star Trek 50th anniversary. So I thought I'd do a Spock drawing for you, but instead of just doing a normal good-looking Spock, let's do a little baby Spock so you guys can do it. So let's get to it real quick. We'll do a quick rough here. One of the things you want to do is make sure you got a big head on your little baby here. So think about like a Tweety Bird or something. So make sure there's a lot of forehead, right? Got a lot of forehead, and then make sure you got big fat cheeks, right? And the cheeks come back up around here. So we'll go this way. There we go. All right, I'll cut in some white. I need some white here. All right, so now we got the face. And now the thing that's going to sort of change them a little bit is you got to make sure that you drop everything down so there's a lot of forehead up here, right? So assuming this is going to be the line that would be here, let's give him a little nose, right? He's going to be a little cute guy, so let's give him a little pug nose. There he'd be here. And then let's give him a little mouth with a little bit of an opening. He's not supposed to be too emotional, but let's just keep it small because he's a little Spocky there. And now, let's keep the eyes down low, right? So let's keep the eyes low over here. And then let's spread them way, way, way out so it looks like a little baby guy right here. And then we come in here, we can do a little bit of a highlight, right? We can do a little bit of a highlight in here. Do a little bit of a highlight. Now, the problem is that he also has got those sort of mean-looking eyebrows, so we're going to have to sort of figure out how we're going to play with those. So let's just make it here and not make them too mean. And this one will almost look like here. So we'll actually get them up instead of being down. We'll get them being up there. And now we still got a couple of sort of key elements here. Let's go to the big one here. We've got to do the hair. So there's two ways you can do the hair. You can bring it up here and give him a lot of forehead, or you can bring it way down here. So I'm going to try and see what it looks like if, I better go to a different layer in case I don't like it. But if we come here, let's see here. Gonna look, think about the guy that was in the Three Stooges, Mo. Right? This is what he's going to look like here. And then we're going to come up here, give him a little bit of hair here, and then we hit one button, kablamo, kablam. And now we have to make sure that we give him some highlights in here. So we don't want this to be sort of too simplistic. So we'll give him a little bit of highlights up in here. Now let's go up in here. And again, when you start doing this, this is where you guys, when you're starting to draw, just sort of have a little bit of fun with it. Just don't make it all the same size, right? So make it look like that there's light hitting it at different spots. So we'll go here, and then we'll get some up over here. So it's like the top of his head. And now I'm going to come up in here, and we're going to just add some cut lines and make sure these are some short, some long. These are the ones that are going to give you a little bit of highlight on his hair. Right? I'm going to come up in here, cut some of these in, cut some down here. We're going to go fast again. Small, big, small, fat, big. All right? Just give it to him. A little couple up in here. Pick up a couple up in here. And all of a sudden you've got a little bit of a sheen to his hair. Right? So he's not bad. And now we're missing one of the other obvious points of him. Get it? Points. Which would actually be his ears. So let's give him some big fat ears up here. I'd overdo these ears. Let's go here. Here we go up in here. Let's get rid of this because he's going to have a big ear here. And then, so just, everybody knows somebody's got big ears, right? Even our dear President Barack Obama, he's got big ears too. So you can give these trophy ears, these ones where you pick it. You might even want to put just a little bit on this side just to acknowledge that he's got an ear on both sides. And then we'll just do a couple lines in here just to sort of give a little bit of detail that there's actually an ear up in here. Right? All right, now we got to go down and we got to give him his uniform, right? Because Mr. Spock has a uniform So we'll give him a little skinny neck. Make sure when you've got young people, give them skinny necks because that's what makes them look young right up in here. He also has, I believe, a big, thick black collar. So let's give him the thick black collar up in here so we don't lose out in that. And then the one thing that we all have to have for sure is him doing, this right here. So you've got to do this. So, but here's the problem. When you're doing little kitty drawings, I usually like to only give 3 fingers. So it's going to be a problem here. So what's going to happen is we're going to do a thumb right here. And then he's going to come in here. And then he's going to have his one big fat finger. And then he's going to come over here. And he's going to have his other big fat finger. And he's going to have his little pinky on this side. So we're going to put 2 on this side. I'm going to put 1 on this side. And then we'll finish the palm here. Give a couple lines. Cool. But on the other hand, since he's a little boy, over here, we'll give the other hand and we'll do the opposite. See how this one, we did 1 on this side and 2 on this side? We're going to do the opposite. Why? Because little Spock is still confused right now and hasn't quite figured out how to do his symbolic and trademark move yet. So he's going to go here. And he's going to get 2 on one side, and then he's only going to get 1 on the other. And he's going to be sitting there going, which way would be better? I'm going to have to grow up and see how it looks. I may even have to grow another finger someday so I can be famous with Shatner on the TV show. Okay, now let's go and get a color here. Let's go red. And since he's trying to figure out what he's doing, let's put a couple big question marks here because he's a little baby and he didn't know what he's doing. So let's do it up in here. All right, up in here. Oh, I don't know. How do I do my finger? Do I do it this way or do I do it this way, right? All right, now let's do real quick. Let's finish the body. Remember, little babies, right? Little babies have little chubby arms, so give them little chubby arms, little chubby shoulders up in here, and then give them a nice big fat belly. Why not, right? Little fat belly on this side, little arm on this side. We'll go up in here, and then he gets his black pants. I believe he has black pants, right? Black legs, and then he has, I even think he has black boots. So we can give him some black boots up in here. I'll do some highlights here in a second. Here would be the other black boot over here. I'll cut some highlights in here so you can see that this is a shoe and a boot up in here. Little booties, right? Because he's a little kid. Here's a foot right in here. Give him a little wrinkle up in here. And then can't forget he has the mark, but like most kids things, the mark should be pretty big, like a giant Winnie the Pooh. So his mark should be pretty big on him. Let's go here and then cut this right there. All right, so we're pretty close. And now to seal the deal, because I think he has black here, he has black here. Let's give him some wrinkles up in here. To seal the deal, what do we need? We need a little bit of color. So let's just do a little bit of color and we'll be done with this. So let's go up in here. Let's get a nice blue color. This looks kind of Spockish to me. And very quickly, I'm going to go bang it all up in here. I'm going to go out of the lines. Why? Because I'm going to come back with some other colors here in a minute. Right? Kablamo. Right? Remember, now, you look at, even though I drew it, this is where you go on your, you go right here and you take normal. You click on normal, you go to multiply, and when you hit multiply, watch what happens. Bam. You get it. You get it. So, for any of you that do a little bit of Photoshop, there's an easy trick. So, you don't have to worry about staying in the lines. All right. We got the blue on him. He's looking good. We'll go maybe a little bit of navy blue here. A little bit darker on the shoes. There we go for the highlights. Right up in here. in here. Obviously, we need some yellow for our mark. Let's give him the yellow mark up in here. And now the only thing we're missing at this point is you go to orange, and then you go way over and pale on orange, and now you get your flesh color. And now we can come in here and we can drop in some flesh on him, and we will have our little baby Spock real fast. I'm going to come back with a little bit of white to clean up his mouth and his eye real quick. I just need to get this. And now you can add some, if you want to add a little bit of highlight on his cheeks and stuff. I don't know if I want to bore you guys too much here, but we'll come up in here real quick. And again, I'm going to be sloppy. If you're doing this at home, make sure you do a nice job of it, because I'm trying to do this in minutes, where you should take a little bit of time. There we go. Now we'll come in with a little bit of white, and back to our color here. There we go. And let's just give just a little bit of a pale blue here in the hair. We don't want it to be completely white shiny. So let's just give him a little bit of a highlight here. Right here. There we go. That looks a little bit better. There we go, right here. Forgot his ear. So let's get his ear. And the way you can get there real quick is you just have to touch any place, hit their teardrop, it picks up that color, and then you're off to the races. So, go back to my drawing, add a couple more detail lines, and there we have it. After 50 years, our little guy, little Spock, he was a little guy. He's going to get a little serious when he gets a little bit older, but this is him, and I'll sign it by Toddy, because that sounds like a kid's name. All right, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again later in the week. Next week, we'll do some more drawings. Be good. Enjoy yourself.